Humans have a strict biological expiration date. Without a steady intake of water, the body begins a rapid cascade of systemic failures, culminating in death within just 72 hours. When you find yourself surrounded by miles of cracked earth and dry dust, your brain reacts to that ticking clock. The complete absence of a visible river or lake triggers a primal, overwhelming panic. That panic is based on a visual lie. The water in a desert hasn't vanished. It is simply hiding from an untrained eye. We are conditioned to look for obvious sources, flowing streams, wide lakes, or active springs. If the surface is bone dry, we assume the environment is entirely barren. In reality, water in arid regions obeys a strict subterranean geometry. It sinks through porous soil and flows continuously along hidden, impenetrable layers of bedrock. The Nabataeans, an ancient civilization from the 4th century BC, understood this rule. They built thriving, wealthy cities in this exact type of rocky, seemingly waterless terrain. They accomplished this by carving hidden channels into the mountains to capture violent winter flash floods. They routed that runoff into structures like this rock-cut bottle cistern at Petra, preserving thousands of gallons of water underground, safe from the blistering heat. Surviving in extreme aridity means adopting that same mindset. You have to stop scanning the surface and start reading the shape and geometry of the earth beneath your feet. Over 1,500 years ago, an ancient Indian text known as the Dakargalam provided a detailed blueprint for locating underground water. Its author, Varamahira, realized that you could map the exact depth and direction of a hidden aquifer by observing specific plants. This is a phreophyte. These are deep-rooted plant species that act as living biological pumps. Instead of relying on scarce rainfall, their roots bypass the dry topsoil and drive straight down into the phreatic zone, the saturated water table lying deep underground. The mesquite tree is a prime example. Seeing a grove of these green trees thriving in dry sand means you are looking at a hydromap. Their roots can reach down 15 to 50 meters, indicating a deep, moderately salty water source below. The cottonwood tree is an even better find. Because it has a very low tolerance for salt, its bright foliage indicates completely fresh, drinkable water sitting very close to the surface, usually between 3 to 10 meters down. These specific species do not guess where the water is. They are anchored directly into it. Where they stand, you can dig with absolute certainty. Sometimes, however, the water table is locked beneath dozens of feet of solid rock, making digging impossible. When you can't reach the aquifer, you have to extract the moisture directly from the biology of the leaves above ground. Plants constantly pull groundwater up through their stems and release it into the air as vapor through microscopic pores on their leaves. This biological process is called transpiration. You can capture this vapor using a transpiration bag. By taking a clear, airtight plastic bag and tying it securely over a healthy, leafy branch in direct sunlight, you create an isolated microclimate. This animation shows exactly what happens inside that enclosure. The clear plastic allows solar heat to enter, amplifying the greenhouse effect. The plant responds to the heat by sweating out water vapor, which hits the cooler plastic boundary and condenses into liquid droplets. As the water passes through the plant's vascular system, it is naturally filtered. Over a few hours, those droplets pool at the bottom, yielding clean, ready-to-drink water without you having to burn a single calorie swinging a shovel. If you are in a completely barren environment, without a single plant or tree in sight, your strategy must shift back beneath the surface to read the geology itself. Your best target is a wadi. These are dry, winding riverbeds carved out over centuries by violent, sporadic flash floods. Fluid dynamics dictates that fast-moving water carves the deepest trench on the sharpest outside curve of a bend. After the surface dries, gravity pulls residual water into that exact, deeply eroded pocket. It pools at the lowest point, trapped beneath a thick blanket of sand. By digging into the earth at this specific outer curve, you tap into a natural particle settling basin. The dense layers of sand act as a giant filter, leaving you with cool, clear water. Pulling perfectly clear, earth-filtered liquid from a landscape that looks completely dead is an incredible physical relief. But the internal shift is even more profound. The primal panic of dehydration fades, replaced by a deep, calm control. You are no longer hoping to stumble across a stream. You are systematically extracting exactly what you need. This is true water sovereignty. It is absolute independence from centralized infrastructure, relying entirely on the unbreakable laws of physics and biology. Once you understand the topography of a dry riverbed and the biological mechanics of a deep-rooted tree, the way you view the wild changes. The once hostile terrain resolves into a complex, logical system. Every rock formation and leaf becomes a piece of data that actively sustains life. The resources were never gone. You simply needed the technical literacy to identify them. With water secured, the next phase of survival requires mastering the elements. To keep the cold at bay, next time we command the physics of heat.